Today I'm going to give you my top 5 poker rooms in Las Vegas, Nevada right now during the World Series of Poker. You can use this as a guide to check out poker rooms, but again, these are my opinions. I'll go into slight detail discussing why I think they are where they are ranked. But for now, let's get right into the list. Number 5. It's going to be the Arya. For many different reasons, the Arya is one of the most beautiful properties in Las Vegas, especially on the Strip. One of the newer amenities, at least it feels like it. It's not the newest property in the world, but I guess in relation to what's around it, it kind of is. And obviously the staff there is wonderful. The dealers are great, but the games, if I'm being totally transparent, at least from my experience, the 5-10 games are pretty dog. So I'm going to keep it real. None of these rooms are paying me to say any of this. They don't know that I'm even making this video. So I'm going to be as transparent and honest as possible. If you want to go there, I cannot push it enough. The PLO games there are amazing from what I understand. It's pretty much the only place that spreads multiple different stakes and multiple games of PLO in Las Vegas. So if you're into that, if that's your shtick, it's not mine. Definitely got to check out the Arya. It's kind of the end all be all for PLO. It's kind of like the Mecca, at least in Vegas for now. What I would rate my actual number 5, and not Arya, because like I said, the most important thing to me is the quality of the game. I think that trumps everything. I'm going to say something kind of off the cuff, and that is the South Point. Number 5 and number 4 on the list, there will be technically 2 answers. So I'm giving you 7 poker rooms to check out, because there's the right answer, I guess, or like the cheesy answer, the most easy answer. But my goal is to give you something a little different. Like I said, check out the South Point. If you're playing 2-3 or 1-3, I should say, I think they have a 300 cap there, pretty solid, gets you 100 big blinds, and they even spread a 3-5 game that's pretty good. So I'd recommend the South Point. And more importantly, from what I'm hearing, outside of the fact that the poker room is really nice and kind of feels fairly cozy, it's more of a locals place, so you can definitely get some non-Euros, non-grinders in the game. And more importantly, the games are pretty good from what I know. Moving to number 4, this one is a little tricky. It could just be the easy answer, and maybe on some people's list this is pretty low, but it's the Bellagio. There is so many different rooms to choose from, and the Bellagio just always comes through for having a game when you really need one. The trouble is, this list is specifically based during the World Series of Poker, and both the Arya and the Bellagio suffer from a really big problem, and that is the real lack of space. There's not enough tables there. There is too many games going on. The wait list is too big during the World Series of Poker, and that just doesn't combat the simple fact that the games are pretty bad, in my opinion. When you're playing anything 5-10 plus, the games are not that great. I've heard a little bit about 10-20 and a 20-40 game that gets running there that's pretty good, but again, don't think it's all that great. Granted, if you're playing 1-3 and 2-5, I should preface this, almost any game during the World Series of Poker is going to be pretty decent, and that's just me being fairly honest. I'm going to nitpick a little bit here. It's mostly just because you guys are my subscribers, you guys are a part of my community. I'm going to try to steer you guys in the best direction, and hopefully, it goes somewhere. If you're looking to grind, put on some headphones, sunglasses, maybe wear a hoodie, and the room be slightly colder than it should be, the Bellagio is the place for you. The staff there, I will say, is unbelievable. They have this really awesome policy where they work with vloggers. It's the most professional policy, I will say, by far. You got to submit all this paperwork, and you have to do all these things before you're even allowed to do so, but that's the right way to do it. So highly respect their management, highly respect their dealers. I wish I could rate them higher, but again, the most important characteristic for me is going to come down to the quality of the game, and for the games that I play, it's just not there. An honorable mention, or like a secondary number 4 answer, is going to be the Golden Nugget. The Golden Nugget is remembered as one of the most beautiful places in the old school version of poker, what we remember. The Golden Nugget has technically no cap on any of their games, from what I remember. And from what I'm hearing from Close to Broke members that are very close to the source, they've been playing there and they've been killing it during the World Series of Poker. So maybe I let the cat out of the bag, but gotta let you guys know the games are cracking right now at the Golden Nuggets. For the lower stake games, I don't think they're spreading 5-10 all that often. I think it's going to be like 1-2 or 1-3 and then 2-5, but definitely check it out. It's something off the Strip, so again, more likely to get locals in the mix. Definitely would recommend the Golden Nugget as an honorable mention at 4. Going down to something that is absolutely out of left field, and I can promise you it is simply not because of the quality of the room, but that is the Orleans. Although the staff there is pretty solid from what I'm aware of, yeah, that's kind of where it ends for the Super Pros. You're saying, okay, why are you going to put it at number 3? The Orleans is just the mecca of small stake and mid stake grinding for the World Series of Poker time. They have all of the best lower buy-ins. I think they have like 500 and below buy-ins all summer long with these massive guarantees. It is awesome. If you're going to play poker, you want to play tournament poker, the Orleans is the place to go. The room feels a little old. It's a little damp and a little gloomy in there. It feels kind of mucky. I cannot lie to you, but the games are amazing. The cash games have been insane. I've only heard positive things about the Orleans when it pertains to specifically poker. But again, I'm going to be honest with you. When I go there, it feels a little damp. It feels a little gloomy. Not things I enjoy. But again, the staff can overcome that, and the simple fact that the games are popping off is what makes it worth it, in my opinion. There's other rooms that you can go to on this list if you're looking for something that feels more comfortable. If that matters a lot to your decision making on where you go to play, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for a really good game, the Orleans is probably a good space to go, especially for those lower stake players, those mid stake players as well. All right, now we're going to get into what is definitely going to be the more controversial stuff. So at number 2 is going to be the Wynn poker room. The Wynn and the Encore. This by far and away takes the cake for the literally the epitome of what you want your poker room to be. They have all the buy-ins you could possibly want. They put so many tables where they make it so that the lists are long, but they're kind of get through a little faster. They spread like 15 games at every blind level, which is awesome. Their staff is elite. Their dealers are elite. You feel comfortable. The seats are great. You feel excited to play poker. It's well lit, like everything you can want. But the most important thing for me, and that is again something I've harped on this entire episode, the quality of the game. Unfortunately, because of how great the room is and how awesomely run it is, it's going to bring a lot of the regs. A lot of the regular players, a lot of the good pros are going to want to be in a comfortable environment like such, because when you're playing 50, 60 hours a week as a professional, you don't want it to be in a dingy, shitty place like some of the aforementioned situations we talked about. So the Wynn is elite. You can use Poker Atlas, and for that reason, it is number 2 on the list without a doubt. I can sign up on my phone and get myself on the list for up to an hour and 30 minutes. Huge plus. How does every place not do that already? I don't know. But again, not good enough to be at number 1 because unfortunately the games are not good. It's really close. It could be like a 1B, and it could be a preference thing, I guess, at the end of the day. But for me, the games are just not good enough at the stakes that I'm playing. So I'd say it's a really solid 2 or even a 1 depending on the day, but they run every single game you can think of. They have a PLO game there that's pretty solid. I think that's probably the second best place to play PLO in Vegas, honestly. They spread a public 20-40 game, if I'm not mistaken. They spread a public 10-20 game, or a semi-private, these games I should say, that are in the back section with I think the 4 tables. Shout out to Christian Soto. I think he helps run one of those games. And then they got the 1-3 with the best buy-in in the town, I believe. I think it's 500 max. Then they got the best buy-in in town for the 2-5 game, which I think is 1500 max. So if you can't take anything away from this video, just know that the Wynn does it the right way. They have big guarantees, they have great structures, and they have the best dealers and the best staff. Shout out to them. They're not paying me to say that. Lastly, this is the most controversial thing on here, and I wish they paid me to say this because who knows how many millions of views this videos will get, but it's not even close for me. At the end of the day, the number 1 place to play poker right now. Before I expose that information, make sure to click the like button down below and leave me a comment if I messed up on this list at all. Before I review number 1, give me your guesses. What am I going to say is number 1? Tell me right now. And then let me know what you think your number 1 place to play in Vegas is right now. All right, y'all. So enough of the bull crap. My number 1, without a doubt, is going to be Resorts World. Super off the cuff, but trust me, it's the newest property on the strip technically. It's, I guess, slightly off the strip, but it is on the strip. It's next to the Wynn. It's across the street. The poker room is gorgeous. It's brand new. The tables are brand new. The chairs are brand new. The staff is really elite. The dealers are really elite. The table felt is great. The food is great. They have so many options for food. They have beautiful people everywhere. They have literally the best of the best when it comes to everything. And the games are good because it's slightly off the strip, and because the Wynn is so close and takes a lot of the regular base, the professional players. The Resorts World doesn't get a ton of tables. I'm not going to pretend like they get 20 games of 2-3 going, but I promise you, the games are really good and the play is really fun. and more importantly, it's comfortable. You get the comfort of the Wynn, but you get, I feel like, better games in my opinion. Again, these are just for my stake levels. I think when the 5-10 does run there, it doesn't happen often. I think it happens like maybe they get one table during the World Series of Poker every night, which is all right. It's actually not that good compared to some of the other rooms. But in my opinion, it's one of the best places to go to by far. So if you guys like my list, make sure to click the like button down below. Share this video with a friend. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That was a pretty quick one. I hope so at least. But until next time, stay happy, stay healthy. More importantly, we're good at the tables. Y'all, deuces.